Hey guys, it's databits here, and you're looking at the Pioneer VSX-821. It's an HDMI enabled receiver. Also handles 3D video, but like, who really cares about 3D, right? I got this at Goodwill for $15, and when I got it home, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to have to deal with somebody else's settings. I want to reset this sucker. And so I went out and looked for a video myself. And sometimes when I find videos that I don't really like, I think, well, you know what? I could do a better job. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm doing a better job. So let me show you how to reset this thing. It's very simple, and we're going to use some buttons that really don't make any sense for this reset. You have on the front here a band button, you have an auto surround button, and you have an ALC standard surround button. You also have the standby button on the front. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn it off, so hit the standby button. Receiver shuts off. Then we're going to put our finger on this band button. So put your finger on the band button. It is the fourth button from the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Band. Put your finger on it. Go down here and push this power on button here. At the same time, ready? Here we go. The receiver will click, and then you're going to hit this button, auto surround, and then you're going to hit this button, ALC, and it'll say OK. And that's it. You have reset your receiver. So let's review, because that went kind of fast, simply because you got to do it quick. Otherwise, it kind of goes back to this screen here where it says BD. Again, turn it off, as you see here. Put your finger on band. Hold your finger there. Hit your standby button. Might have to use two hands, like I'm not doing. Okay. Couple seconds. It comes on. Hit this button here, auto surround. Hit the one next to it, boom, and it says OK. All right, so that is the reset procedure for this receiver. Hope you enjoyed that. Very informative, right? Now, I happen to have a receiver like it already. I have the Pioneer VSX-1020. The reason I have this VSX-1020 is because a good buddy of mine decided to upgrade to 4K. Well, guess what? This receiver does not handle 4K HDMI signals. It just simply does not do it. So he's like, hey, databits, how would you like to have a free receiver? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Everything in my home theater was component based. So by upgrading to this free receiver, I was able to convert all of my stuff to HDMI, which was really cool. So, but this receiver also doesn't handle 4K, but it does handle 3D. Yeah, what big deal, right? So 3D is behind us. 4K is on the forefront as well. It's here, and a lot of people are upgrading to it. So I think that's why you're going to find these receivers fairly cheap when you do find them. They are very easy to set up. They have fantastic sound. Now this one here, this VSX-821, is only a 5.1 channel receiver. My 1020 here happens to have 7.1 channel surround sound, and it also has a front HDMI input as well as a USB. So it's really good to plug in, say, a Chromecast right there in the front. I'm actually connecting this receiver into my receiver so I can display what's going on with it on the TV. Got mine all connected to my Harmony remote, which you see here. This Harmony remote is, let's see, which model is this? This is an 880. These are easy to find online, fairly cheap. In fact, I've got an older one here, and this is an H628. And I also have the Harmony hub in my home theater, which is right here and is all dusty, needs to be dusted. So that's the Harmony hub, which allows you to control your entire home theater system with your smartphone or tablet. So here's my setup. I have a PS3. I've got this RCA DVR/DVD recorder. I've got an Xbox 360. I've got a version, let's see, I think it's a Generation 3 Apple TV. I have a Wii U. I have an Xbox 360 HD DVD drive. Got the receiver that you saw earlier. And my favorite Pioneer Laserdisc player, the CLD 2070, which is also on my channel as a review. In fact, you can watch a review of this Laserdisc player, of this RCA device here, And I've touched on HD DVD in the past as well. So if you want to make this cheap stuff that's made in China last longer, people are always saying, why are you showing us cheap stuff from China? Well, guess what, guys? Everything that's electronic nowadays is made in China. There's a few exceptions, but if everything from China is cheap, well, then that's probably reality. In any case, what I have done to make my component systems last longer, especially ones that don't have a physical power off switch, is to put a timer on the power outlet for everything. Take your power strip and connect it to a switch. It can be just a general timer, and turn all this stuff off when you're not using it. You can even use your Amazon Alexa and set up a schedule, or just tell her, hey, turn everything off or turn everything on. The bottom line is, don't leave all your stuff plugged in all the time. That is the best way for all the capacitors and stuff to burn up in these things way before their time. This TV is from 2010, so I have made this TV last 8 years by just simply not leaving it plugged in all the time. So just a little tip there you might want to try, and it's definitely worked for me. All right, well, that's really it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't get into like a total review of this stuff or whatever, but again, the idea was to show people how to do a reset on this particular receiver. By the way, that procedure I showed you does not work for this receiver, the 1020. That procedure doesn't work for that. You got to do a different procedure for that, and I'm not resetting mine just to show you. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, share with a friend, leave some comments below if you have questions, and we will see you on the next video.